Thank you for joining me for the training video on the operation of the T46S. If you do not have your help sheet or your quick reference sheet created by Comtech, then please go ahead and grab that. Click the link below because I'm going to follow that from top to bottom. Let's get started. If we start from the top down, the first line is making a call. You're going to notice in red it says no need to dial 9 or 1 or pick up a line. So when you just pick up the handset, it's going to grab the first available line and automatically give you a dial tone. When you're done, if we go down to the second line, you're going to simply hang up the phone if you want to end the call. Now there is something to note with those first two lines. You do have to dial a 10-digit number. You cannot dial 7 digits. You always have to dial the area code. The next two lines I'm going to go ahead and cover together, the instant redial and redial. So your redial button is right here, and when you press it, it brings up a list of all of your place calls. So that's not the ones that have called you, but all the ones that you have recently dialed. So if you press that, you get the list of history. If you press it again, it selects the last call that you placed, and that is your instant redial. So if you hit it twice, it's going to automatically dial the last number you dialed. Okay, again, I'm going to cover the next two lines together, hold and park. Hold is personal, park is public. So you would use the 3 park keys right here when you had a call that you wanted to put on hold and then allow somebody else in the back or something like that to pick it up. When you press these park keys, they're actually going to light up red. So if you put someone on park 1, it's going to be lit up red on everybody in the company's phone. That way they can pick it up. Hold, again, is personal. Hold is when you put someone on hold that you do not want to go anywhere. You don't want anyone else to pick it up in the company. You're just simply looking up a file for someone or something like that. The next line is intercom. Intercom is a useful feature in that if you have someone in a shop or in an area that they're not always sitting at their desk, you can actually go straight into their phone and intercom straight into their phone, straight onto their speakerphone where they don't actually have to accept the call. So you could do *50 and then the extension, and when it dials, then you will be straight into that other person's speakerphone and you can say, "Jimmy, are you there?" and they can respond. I want to cover these next two lines together. Transfer and transfer directly to voicemail. If you're going to transfer a call, if you have an active call, there is a transfer button right here. If you press the transfer button, you will dial the extension. So if we had an extension, let's say of 100, you would press transfer 100, and then you would press transfer again. You have to hit the transfer twice to complete the transfer. Now let's go to the next line where it says transfer directly to voicemail. If you know that Jimmy is not in his office and you wanted to transfer him directly to voicemail, or transfer a caller directly to voicemail because Jimmy's not there and you just want the caller, it's going to go in the voicemail anyway, you would do transfer and then 7-100 or 7 whatever Jimmy's extension was, and press transfer again. This, by hitting 7 in front of the extension, it tells the phone system to automatically put this into voicemail, do not ring his phone. Checking voicemail remotely. You can dial into your main number depending on how it's set up. You can get with us and we can help you and figure out exactly how your system is set up. But if your phone number routes directly to an auto attendant, then you dial into the main number and you press the star key. That will give you an option that says, please enter your mailbox number. That's going to be your extension number most of the time. You're going to dial your extension number and then it'll give you your password. And you type in your voicemail password and it's just like normal voicemail. The next line is conference. When you want to conference 3 people or less in, you just simply pick up the phone, it grabs the first available line, you either dial a 10-digit number or an internal extension, and when you do this, these 4 buttons are what we call soft buttons. They change depending on what your situation is. When you're in a phone call, they will actually change, and one of them, I'm not sure which one, I believe it's this one, actually changes to a CONF button, stands for conference. Let's say you made the phone call, the other person is on the line, you press the CONF button. When you press that conference button, it automatically gives you a dial tone. It grabs the first available line. What happens is you go ahead and dial the other extension or the other external number and you press the conference button again. When you press that conference button again, you will visually see on the screen the 2 calls merge and everybody will be able to talk to each other. You do also have the ability to split those calls back out. Once again, the soft buttons, once you're in a conference call, the soft buttons change and one is called split, and you can split the calls back out if you would like. The next line is the D&D button. I would honestly say that's probably the most ticketed item that we get here at Comtech. The D&D button stands for Do Not Disturb. It's right here. If you press it, you'll see there's a little red indicator, little red circle with a white line through it. This means that when somebody sends you a phone call from the front desk, when somebody calls you, your phone will not ring. It will go straight to voicemail, but you will still have the ability to pick this up and make calls like normal. So we get the call quite often that I can make calls, but my phone is not ringing. Check your D&D button and make sure that it's not turned on. The last line there, dealing with the operation of the phone, is the volume. The volume is right here. It is what we call situational volume. So what your situation is, your current situation is, that's what changes on the volume. So if you're in the call and you can't hear the person, you simply press the up arrow on the volume. If you need it to ring louder, then just simply press the up arrow while you're not talking to anyone. And we have finally reached the end of the sheet. The last line is to request support. You send an email to support@comtechnc.com, or you call the main number, which is 336-570-9409. You guys can call about absolutely anything to deal with the operation, anything to deal with moves, adds, and changes. We're here to help. We'll be more than happy to help you and to figure out solutions. Sometimes we get calls that are just simply, I used to be able to do this, or I want to be able to do this. It's nice if I could do this. Is that possible? Give us a call. We'll think on it. We'll come up with a solution and we'll make it work for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this video. Have a great day.